Hi everyone, so today we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to make a fertilizer for our seedlings, and we are going to plant up some Coleus and test the fertilizer on the Coleus. So we are going to make a yeast fertilizer. And when we think of yeast, we think of breads, buns, wines, beer. But yeast is used to make these foods through the chemical reactions that causes the fermentation. The fermentation of the yeast causes carbohydrates to turn into alcohols, and the carbon dioxide, which causes bubbling to form and tiny holes, appears in the expansion of the dough. But did you know that yeast can be used as a fertilizer for our seedlings? Well, there's a lot of new research happening in microbiology on the uses of yeast. They found that the yeast as a fertilizer speeds up the growth of plants by approximately 30%. So it allows us, by using yeast, to move away from using the artificial synthetic fertilizer to a more natural organic based fertilizer for our plants. To make our yeast, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of instant yeast. I have Fleischmann's instant yeast here, Dr. Dry yeast. We are going to use a teaspoon of sugar, which I have right here, granulated sugar, and we're going to use 1 cup of water. Now, it's recommended that you let the water sit out for a couple hours just to get all the chemicals and everything out of it, which I have done. And we're going to mix all this together in this container, and then we are going to plant up our Coleus seed, and we're going to spray it on the seed. So let's make this mix. All right, so we're going to add our water to my little container here, and this is just a plain old Rubbermaid plastic container. We are then going to add our tablespoon of instant yeast, if I can get it open. Oop, there we go. And I'm just using a regular tablespoon. Level it out. There we go. And then we're going to use a teaspoon of granulated sugar. I'm just going to dump that in, and we're going to mix it all up. Now, 1 cup of water with this mixture can be used on watering 4 houseplants. So you don't need much. And like I said, you want to water at the roots, not on the leaves. So we're just going to mix it up really good. And try to get all those little bumps out of the yeast. So we have a good mixture. I'm just using my spoon to break it down a bit. And you can see the water's changing color now, which is really good. Not bad. Just to dissolve that yeast. Yum. I find that, every year I buy fertilizers and I run out of them during the season. And this is a way for me to just go inside and make up some fertilizer instantly and give it to my plants. And I'm going to try it, you guys. I'm going to try giving it to all my plants outside, including my containers, especially when I just plant the seedlings, to see what they do. And I'm also going to use it for all the seedlings I'm going to start inside, just to see how it goes. But if this works, and I mean, for me, I've never done this before, you guys, so I'm just putting a warning there. This could be really handy in the garden for, especially with tomatoes and cucumbers and some of your vegetables, to increase their growth and get produce sooner rather than later. Because I am in the zone 3B, we can't put out our plants usually till way after Mother's Day, if not later. Like last year when I put out my plants, I spent probably 2 weeks periodically having to go out and cover them because of frost. It just got too cold. So this year I want to be smart about it and wait until it's fully warm so I don't have to cover. And I want to use more organic products in the garden that I can make in the home rather than having to go out and buy fertilizers and spend a lot of money. I really like the idea of going back to gardening the way they used to do it in the old days and using some of those tried and true methods, but I will use my synthetic fertilizers until I've used them up. That is all done and ready to go. It's pretty dissolved, you can see. I'll just give you a good look at it. Nice yellow foamy substance. It's thickened up a little bit. Nothing too serious. So now we're gonna plant our Coleus seed. So I just have a regular mushroom container that we've put holes in to use for Coleus because this isn't a big pack. In fact, I plan on sourcing out more Coleus in a variety of colors, but this is the rainbow mix Coleus. It's got a 40 to 60 day bloom rate, and it on average takes 12 days to germinate. So today we will track it to see how long it takes to germinate these seeds. If it says 12, let's see if it increases the speed of germination using this product. I am using the Jiffy Premium Seed Starting Mix because that's what I could find locally. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to be using that on all my seeds starting this year. Okay, I filled my tray with soil, just 3/4 of the way up, a nice lip around it to protect the plants. And I am gonna moisten this soil and get it ready for the seed. The soil is ready to go, so I'm just gonna open my seed and I'm gonna sprinkle it on. Let's see how big this seed is. So yeah, this is a rainbow mix Coleus, so it's a variety of colors. You can see very tiny seed. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it atop this soil, and I'll probably have to thin out later, but because there's no germination rate on the packaging, I'm just going to put it all in here and see what germinates, what doesn't. We're just going to scatter this seed. It's hard to see because the seed is very tiny. Wow, just like that. All done. Empty. Okay, I'm just going to that down. Just going to tap the seed in so it makes contact with the soil. I like to do that. It gives it a good start. All right, now we're going to take our yeast mixture here and we're going to pour it in a bottle. So I am just going to turn this up so you can see. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm just going to pour it into the bottle. So this is a spray bottle. And I'll give it a good shake once I get it all into the bottle. So that is 1 cup water, 1 tablespoon of the Fleshman's yeast is what I used, and a teaspoon of sugar to make this mix. So you can make a lot more and use it on your plants, or you can use it outside in your watering jug. You can also dilute it down so it goes further. So 1 cup of this mixture will water 4 houseplants. I'm going to use it to spray my seedlings. Give it a good shake. I think probably shaking is the best way to mix it. You get a good forceful mix. Done. And I'm just going to spray it on. And just my spray a little bit. Just to make contact with the seed. And that's it. All done. So give this a try at home. See if it works for you. I'll let you know on my progress and if this is effective and if the seeds germinate faster. We know it's 12 days that these seeds normally germinate. So if the yeast is effective, they should germinate before the 12 days is up. And then I will spritz them, the roots, down at the roots, not the actual leaves, a couple more times before they go out into the garden. And we'll see how these do. I'm looking forward to planting more Coleus. In fact, I'm going to source more colors because I love it in containers and arrangements. And Coleus is pretty expensive to buy, especially when you start getting into the different colors of Coleus, like the Wicked Witch and some of the bright colors. So the more that we can start seedlings inside and source our seeds, the more we can add to our garden. So that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun to do. I can smell the yeast that I mixed up. It's a nice smell. I don't mind it because it reminds me of baking bread. But anyhow, give it a try. Let me know how it goes for you. This is kind of an experiment because I've never done this mixture before, so I'm by far no expert, but I'm giving it a try to see if it works. And I'll let you know my progress. And if you want to give it a go, because it's so simple, and start using it in your garden, that would be fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let gardening warm your soul. Thank you, everyone. Bye.